respond to challenges, failures, and opportunity. The way you speak to yourself in difficult moments often determines how long you stay down or how quickly you get back up. Everyone faces setbacks. Everyone hears the voice of doubt at some point. But what separates people who keep growing from those who give up is how they speak to themselves when it gets tough. If your inner dialogue is filled with blame, shame, or criticism, you'll struggle to recover even from small obstacles. But if your self-talk is rooted in encouragement, patience, and resilience, you'll keep moving forward, even when the path is unclear. The voice inside your head becomes your coach or your critic. And whichever one you feed the most becomes the dominant force behind your action. When life doesn't go as planned, and it often won't, your first instinct might be to blame yourself or start doubting everything. That's natural, but that's also where self-talk matters most. In those moments, your words become your rescue. You don't need empty positivity, you need truth. You need to remind yourself of what you've already overcome, of how far you've come, and of the fact that failure is not final. That inner voice has the power to either extend your failure or transform it into fuel. It can either magnify the problem or reveal the opportunity in the pain. Self-talk gives you a chance to reset your focus, take back control, and choose how you respond instead of being controlled by emotion. If you tell yourself you're done, you'll stop. But if you tell yourself this is temporary and I'll learn from it, you activate the part of you that refuses to quit. Opportunities, too, are deeply influenced by self-talk. Sometimes doors open, and instead of walking through them, people hold back because of what they're saying to themselves. I'm not ready. I'm not good enough. I don't belong here. These thoughts don't come from the opportunity itself. They come from within. The door could be wide open, but if your inner voice convinces you that you're not worthy to enter, you'll stay stuck in the same place. On the other hand, if your self-talk affirms your preparation, your growth, and your ability to figure things out, you'll step into challenges that grow you. You'll take more risks. You'll raise your hand when everyone else stays quiet, and that's where growth happens, not just in what you do, but in what you say to yourself before you do it. The bravest people are often not the loudest in the room. They're the ones who know how to silence their own doubts long enough to move forward. In the middle of pressure, your self-talk can become your anchor. When the world feels overwhelming, when people misunderstand you, when plans fall apart, what do you say to yourself? That's the real test. Do you speak panic or peace? Do you criticize or coach yourself through it? Developing strong self-talk isn't about pretending everything is fine. It's about learning to lead yourself in every season. It's about becoming someone who can encourage yourself even when no one else is around. You don't need an audience to stay motivated. You need the right voice inside your own head. That's why it's so important to train that voice daily. You can't wait for the hard moments to decide how to speak to yourself. You have to build the habit of strong, clear, empowering self-talk before the pressure comes. The way you speak to yourself in the small, quiet moments sets the tone for how you'll respond in the big, loud. Your self-talk doesn't have to be perfect, but it should always lead you toward growth, not guilt. It should push you forward, not hold you hostage to fear or regret. The more you practice it, the more natural it becomes, and soon you'll notice that even in the middle of adversity, your first response is no longer panic, but perspective. No longer doubt, but determination. Morning declarations must be rooted in truth, gratitude, and personal power. When you wake up, the first thoughts that run through your mind are not random. They are often shaped by yesterday's emotions, stress, or even fears about what lies ahead. That's why intentionally speaking powerful words grounded in truth is so critical. You don't need to wait until you feel good to speak good things. You speak good things because you know the truth about who you are and what you're capable of. This isn't about reciting things just to sound positive. It's about aligning your words with the deepest truths that you've earned through your experiences, your lessons, your struggles, and your growth. You've survived too much to wake up and speak like a victim. You've overcome too many setbacks to wake up and talk like you're powerless. That's why your morning words must reflect not just who you hope to be, but who you already are at your core. Rooting your declarations in truth means you don't deny reality, but you also don't let it limit you. You don't say everything's fine when you're in pain, but you do say, I will make it through this, because you've made it through worse. You speak truth by acknowledging both your challenges and your strength. You say, I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm not where I used to be. You say, I've got what I need to figure this out. Those words, repeated daily, begin to shape your confidence, not because life is easy, but because you're anchored in something stronger than your feelings. When your declarations are grounded in truth, they don't need to be long or loud. They just need to be honest and consistent. Gratitude is the next foundation. Before you ask for anything, you need to recognize what you already have. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance. It reminds you that even on the hardest days, there's something to be thankful for. You woke up with breath in your lungs, which means you've got another chance to grow, to give, to try again. Gratitude isn't about ignoring your problems. It's about refusing to let them be the only thing you see. When you start your day with thanks, you begin to notice the blessings that others miss. You appreciate your journey more, even if it's messy. You stop comparing your life to someone else's and start valuing your own. You don't need a perfect situation to feel grateful. Gratitude is a mindset, not a measurement. It's about choosing to see what's right, even when everything's not perfect. Personal power is the third pillar. Your morning declarations should remind you that you are not helpless, that you have choices, strength, and influence over how your day goes. Too many people start their day feeling defeated before they've even faced a challenge. But when you speak with authority over your life, you shift from being reactive to being intentional. You say, I'm in control of my attitude today. You say, I will focus on what I can change. You say, I won't let fear stop me. That's power. It's not about pretending to be invincible. It's about reclaiming your ability to rise, to lead yourself, to take the first step, even when the road is uncertain. Your words are your tools, and in the morning those tools either build you or break you. Choose them with clarity. Choose them with faith. Choose them with the mindset of someone who knows that personal power isn't given, it's chosen. Every single morning, by how you speak to yourself, what you affirm, and what you expect from your day. The right declaration at the right time can shift your whole perspective and unlock strength you didn't know was there, because it calls out the greatness that's been waiting inside you all along.